Okay, hello and welcome to the workout. I'm super excited. We have got legs and arms today. It's one of my favorite workouts. We've got 5 leg exercises, and then we're going to be focusing on shoulders, triceps, and biceps. I got 2 tricep exercises for you, 2 shoulder exercises. It's going to be an awesome workout. Welcome. So we're going to be working in supersets, 2 sets of exercises put back to back together with no rest in between. Now, you should be choosing weight loads where the last 2 repetitions of 12 repetitions are challenging. So your job is to count out 12 reps, and this is a strength training workout. So I want to make sure that you're using weight loads that challenge you at 12 repetitions. After the superset, we're going to take a short break, 20 to 30 seconds. We will do 2 supersets of each exercise pairing. If you want a harder workout today, you can do more supersets. You can move faster. You can do more repetitions, but I do want you to really challenge yourself with your weight load. And if you need an easier workout today, take breaks when you want to. Move a little bit more slowly. All of these exercises can be done body weight only if you prefer. Let's get it started. Let's take a big inhale up. Stretching up to the ceiling and then exhale out. 2 more like that. When your arms come up to the ceiling, I want you to really lengthen up, 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 up. Exhale, let's do that again. When you lengthen up to the ceiling here, it's activating that super important transverse abdominis muscle. Exhale, bring your arms up and let's keep them up over your head. Feet under your hips, and I want you to actively reach up to the sky as long and as tall as you possibly can with short little breaths. Reach, reach, reach. You're going to feel that transverse abdominis fire up, activate, and grab. Big reach, short breaths, and relax it down. Let's come into a spinal twist. So just let your arms very naturally flow around you. Let your spine come into a natural rotation. And to counter that rotation, I want you to really activate your glute on the leg you're turning away from. So squeeze the glute. Squeeze the glute, okay? That glute that you're turning away from, you want to squeeze it because what it does is it creates a foundation and an anchor at your pelvis so that your spine can more naturally rotate around and just a little bit more safely. But I love this exercise because it really just releases some of that stickiness through your torso, your midsection, your hips, your shoulders. And we're going to go through a series of preparatory moves here just to get you ready for the workout before the actual workout. And relax. Feet under your hips. Let's reach up over the head again. Reach very actively. Reach, reach, reach. Make yourself as long as you possibly can. Every little inch, every little centimeter, lengthen, lengthen. You'll feel your abdominal muscles grab. You might even feel your lower back muscles activate a bit. Reach, 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 reach. And relax it back. Bring your feet together. Soften your knees so that they're slightly bent. You're going to step back, reach up and turn towards the leg that's in front. Come forward, other side. Step back and you're going to lift up and press backward. So you're coming up at about a 45-degree angle. You're coming up and back to activate some of those super important muscles on the posterior chain, the back of your body. It fires up the glutes, but in particular, I love this preparatory exercise because it activates the quadratus lumborum, QL. It's a postural muscle in your back, and it's the muscle that tends to get pulled from exercise. So if you've ever pulled your back during an exercise, there's a good chance it's that muscle. So I really love this movement. It opens up the hip flexor. And again, you can move faster or slower than I do in this workout, depending on your fitness level or your energy. Couple more here. And take your feet separated. Take a look down at your feet. And we want them really and truly perfectly parallel to each other. Bend your knees, hips back, neutral curvature in your lower back. And let's come side to side for a lunge. Press your hips back. You can start a little shallow here just to wake your body up. We want a nice deep bend at the ankle here, because this is going to prepare the foot and the ankle for some of our leg exercises. As you get into it, let's take it a little deeper. Bringing your hand all the way down to sweep past your toes. Sit deeply. Body weight is focused on the heels. Really reach your tailbone back and keep your abs braced and activated inward. Ooh, it feels so good. It's gonna get your heart rate up. It's gonna start to activate and fire up those glutes. And this is such a great dynamic warm-up for your inner thighs so that you don't get sore from one of the exercises coming up in today's workout. A couple more. And relax. We got one more preparatory exercise. Feet come together, and I want you to reach up, step back into a modified lunge, reach up other leg. Now, after a few repetitions, you can either stay here if this is right for your mobility, if this is right for your fitness level, and if this is super comfy and easy, I want you to make it bigger by coming all the way down into a runner's lunge. Big reach. So we are incorporating that transverse abdominis reach here to really get that core activated. And again, you can move faster or slower here based on what's right for you today. Drive into that front heel, right here, driving into that heel. You'll feel the back of your thighs and your glutes really fire up if you focus your energy, pushing into that front heel as you move forward. And let's do one more. And relax. Let's get into the workout. You're gonna need a series of dumbbells. You're gonna need a handled resistance band. 2 exercises, back to back, 12 reps each. Let me demonstrate the 2 exercises, and then we'll get into the workout. First exercise, you are gonna want slightly heavier dumbbells. B stance, RDL. Feet together, back foot near your back heel, front knee is bent. We're coming into an RDL, but specifically only on the front leg. 12 reps, same on the other side. Second exercise, Arnold Press. Palms start facing towards you. Rotate your palms, push them up over your head. So at the bottom, your palms are facing your face, and at the top, your palms are facing away. Shall we? B stance RDL. Feet together, knees bent. Take one foot back near the heel, right near the heel. Both knees are bent, neutral curvature in your lower back. I'm gonna switch sides so you can see my back a little better. Coming into RDL, squeeze the glute. Now, you really wanna think about reaching your hips back. An Rdl Romanian Deadlift, also known as a stiff leg deadlift. The knee doesn't change a whole lot. The hip moves back, and you're putting tension on the hamstring and the glute of the leg in front. This is a front leg exercise. Really draw your abs in, really reach those hips back. Keep your chin about 90 degrees to your neck. That's gonna help you to stay strong through your posterior chain. 12 reps, same on the other leg. Start with your feet together first. Bend both knees, then come into position, okay? Make sure you keep that front knee really bent at the bottom. If the front knee kind of opens up at the top here, that's okay, but you definitely want a slight bend on that knee at the bottom. And you want to think about pressing your hips back to come into this. So it's not just bending over, it's because your hips are drawing back that you're forced to come into that forward position. Dumbbells are gonna end right near your mid shin. Squeeze your glutes right there. 12 reps. And Arnold Press. Feet are under your hips, palms facing your face. Rotate, press straight up, 12 reps. So at the bottom, you wanna make sure that your elbows are below your shoulder joint. but you don't want to come all the way to a collapsed position down here. I see a lot of people coming to here. You want to keep some tension still on that anterior deltoid at the bottom. The way I think of it is I touch my dumbbells here, and then I touch my dumbbells here. And I make sure that when I'm at the bottom, it's effortful. So if I had to pause at the bottom right here, that would be fatiguing, right? Versus if you're coming all the way down to here, you can hang out here all day if you felt like it, right? So the key is to keep some tension on the muscle at the bottom. And if your weights are too light for your fitness level, you're gonna actually give me a pause before you go back up. Pause before you go back up. Otherwise, grab heavier dumbbells. Short break. That's your first superset, and we're gonna repeat these 2 exercises in a moment. Now listen up, if you're new to my workout or if you're watching this in playback, I don't count to 12 very well. And that's because I like to spend my time talking and teaching and inspiring you. Your job is to count your repetitions so that when we have unilateral moves like this B-stance RDL, you wanna make sure you're doing the same repetitions on each side. You're a big girl, you don't need me to count to 12 for you. So please make sure you're counting to 12. Last 2 reps are challenging because of the weight load, and if they're not, get yourself some heavier dumbbells. Let's go for our second set. Feet together, knees bent. 1 toe back near the heel. Keep that knee bent and your hips pull back with a neutral curvature in your lower back. Squeeze your glutes, 12 reps. In a perfect world at the bottom, your chin keeps the 90-degree relationship to your neck. So at the bottom, people have a tendency to keep looking forward so they can watch the video, but you want to really try to keep your head locked off in place and your chin 90 degrees to your neck or your body, because what that does is that helps you to create more strength in the posterior chain. And this is a posterior chain exercise. Hips back, 12 reps, and switch sides. Feet together, knees bent, toe to the heel-ish. Hips get pulled back, squeeze the glute at the top. Squeeze that glute. So I got some new dumbbells this week, and then I left them in the trunk of my car. And I would be using my heavier dumbbells right now, but I just realized I forgot to bring them in. Such a bummer. But in terms of your weight load here, it's really dependent on your fitness level. I can't tell you how many emails I get from women every week, and they're like, hey, on that exercise, how much weight should I be using? That's based on your ability. That's based on how strong you are, how familiar you are, and how practiced you are. Arnold Press, big push, and down. That's why I created my 3 steps to strength that were featured in my book, Lift to Get Lean, where step number 2, step number 3, step number 2, I forget which one it is, but the last 2 repetitions of every set should be challenging. And if your last 2 repetitions are not challenging, that's time to pick up a heavier dumbbell. So today you're doing 12 reps. Reps number 11 and 12 should make you go, ooh, that's some work. And if it doesn't, it's time to get heavier dumbbells. One more short break. If you want a harder workout today, get prepared to do a 3rd superset of those 2 exercises. But let me show you the next 2 exercises. You're gonna want moderate dumbbells. First exercise, squat and press. Feet are shoulder width distance apart. Toes are open a tiny little bit. Knees are soft. You're gonna sit down into a squat, immediately press. Squat and press for 12. Second exercise, you're gonna bring your dumbbells to 90 degrees at your elbows. Keep that angle, drive upward through your elbow. You want your arm directly out from the sides of your body, and you want to keep that 90-degree angle at the elbow. This is a bent arm side raise, which is different than a straight arm side raise. I love the bent arm because women generally can go a little heavier. And this is one of those exercises that makes that deltoid cap look amazing. All right, you ready? Squat and push, and then bent arm side raise. Feet shoulder width distance apart, toes turned open. Here we go. Sitting onto the heels and pressing. It's 2 phases ideally. It's a sit, press, sit, press. And if you need it to be a little easier, you can turn it into 4 phases. Sit, stand, press, recover. Sit, stand, press, recover, okay? If you want. But if you want a little bit more of a cardiovascular conditioning training, 2 phases here. Sit, press. Keep your body weight on the heels. Super tall, abs drawn in. Reach those hips back. 12 reps. 1 more. Bent arm side raise. This is one of my favorites. 90 degrees at your elbow. Shoulders back and down. Really make sure you put your shoulder girdle in place before we begin. Elbows up. Give me a little bit of a pause at the top. I don't want you throwing the weight up. We're not throwing the weight up. It's a contraction. Technically, it's a contraction coming down. This is technically 2 different contractions, concentric, eccentric. So I want that to be very deliberate. Pause, slight pause, pause, slight pause for 12 reps, okay? If you need to really throw that weight up and your technique is not good, I really encourage you to lower the weight load. You're gonna get so much more out of your workout. Short break, and then we're gonna repeat these 2 exercises. Technique is everything. That is step number 1 of my 3 steps to strength. When you're strength training, the most important thing is to focus on your technique, because if your technique isn't right, you're not gonna get awesome results from your workout. It's the biggest mistake that I see. Women don't have good technique and then they're upset because their body doesn't look tight and toned and athletic from their strength training. So they think they're doing the wrong exercises, or they think that they're doing the wrong workout, when a lot of times it's just because they're not doing the right technique to really get that muscle to fire at the proper angles that we want. Second set, squat and push. Feet separated, toes open a little bit. Here we go. 2 or 4 phases, whichever is right for you. And whatever dumbbell weight works for you here. Maybe 8s, 10s, maybe 15s or 20s, depending on your fitness level, okay? Just because I'm using 8 pounds today, no, these are 5 pounds actually, I can go heavier. Even though I'm using 5 pounds, don't follow what I'm doing. Follow what your body should be doing. This is your workout. I'm just guiding you. So if 5 pounds is easy for you, pick up the 8s or the 10s. 1 more. Going into that bent arm side raise. Shoulders back and down. Out to the side with a tiny bit of a pause. You want to lift your elbows a little higher than your shoulder joint here, okay? We gotta get the elbows just a hair above parallel, above the height of the shoulders, because that's what really maximizes the load on the deltoid. If you're just coming to 90 degrees, you're not getting that full contraction that you could if you just came a tiny bit higher. Just a little bit. 90 degrees at the elbow, 12 reps, short break. How you feeling? Heart rate should be up a little bit. Definitely should be feeling those shoulders. So we've now done 3 shoulder exercises already, right? My shoulders are like, yeah, girl. Between Arnold Press, squat and press, and side raise, you got 3 awesome shoulder exercises. So I believe I did 2 sets. Yes. So we're moving on to the next superset. Like I said, if you want a harder workout, do a third superset of that pairing of exercises that we just did. Third superset. Oh, 2 of my favorites. We are doing a modified Cossack squat. Let me show you body weight first, because the majority of women are probably gonna practice this body weight, but then I will show you how to do it loaded. So you gotta take your feet pretty wide here, okay? Pretty wide, and you're turning your toes open slightly, okay? So from here, you're gonna bend your knees, reach your hips back, and you're gonna ultimately be up on your toes. But you're gonna come over to one side, bringing this toe up, and keeping your hips back, you're gonna switch sides and sit deeply. Think about staying low and think about sitting down until the elbow gives a tap to that knee. Start with your body weight. If it's easy, add 5 or 10 pounds. Second exercise, you're gonna need a handled resistance band. One of my favorite tricep exercises. Please watch closely. You're gonna lay the band out in front of you. You're gonna step on the band about 2/3 of the way forward, and then you're gonna bring it up behind you, holding that handled band in both fingers, pressing straight up over your head. Those of my regular exercisers that are here with me live every week know this is my favorite tricep exercise. It's so good for your triceps. One of my favorites of all times. All right, you ready? Modified Cossack squat. Choose body weight or loaded. If you're gonna load, I recommend you hold 1 dumbbell at your collarbone like a goblet squat. Feet are wide on your heels. You're heavy on your heels, okay? You're gonna sit over with that toe up and then switch. Stay low, but try to keep your chest up. That's the hard thing on this exercise, is keeping your chest up. You don't want to just bend over here, okay? Try to stay a bit upward if you can. Heavy onto the heel, sitting so deep that that elbow touches the knee, okay? This is modified. There's a fuller version of this exercise that we're not gonna workshop here, but it's a great exercise. 12 on each side, so that's 24 side to side. Keeping your chest up, nice and heavy on your heels. The more you stay upright with your chest, wow, the more this really gets into the glutes. Unbelievable exercise. If you've got that hip back, chest up, heavy under your heels, it's so much glutes. It's amazing. One of my favorite glute exercises. Take your handled band out in front of you, step on it about 2/3 of the way forward, okay? Feet together, grab that band, that handle with both fingers, elbows stay near your temples. You can pause at the bottom if your band is a little light for you, okay? You could also, if your band is too light, you're gonna step on more of the less of the band. You're gonna step on less of the band. So you're gonna shorten the space between your heel and where you're holding the handle, and that's gonna make it harder. So harder, pause at the bottom, or shorten the band, the part that you're stretching. Just try to make sure you keep your elbows near your temples, and you want to keep your elbows from splaying outward away from each other too much. So you want to keep your elbows right here. Keep them where they are in space without them splaying out too much. Short break. We'll do these again. Second superset after a short break. How was that Cossack squat for you? Oh, by the way, if you ever want to join us for a live workout, we are here almost every Saturday live. And I would love to have you join us live. If you would like to be here for a fresh live workout, go to my website, hollyperkins.com/free workout. And that's where you'll sign up so that you can get the secret web link, because we are on Zoom. We're not on social media. And I would love to have you join us live. Okay, second set, Cossack squat. If it was a little awkward for you, but doable, I encourage you to pick up a dumbbell. Try 3 pounds, 5 pounds if you're new to this. And if it feels good, Go for 20, 25 pounds. Just make sure the heavier your dumbbell, the more I want you to make sure you keep your chest on the upright side. You don't have to stay perfectly up and down, but you do want, basically, you want your chest above your hips, okay? We're aiming for about a 45-degree angle at the hips, but it could be as little as 30. So from your torso to your hip, at least about 30 degrees, but ideally you'd be more like 45 degrees, okay? Sit heavy into the heel, really push those hips back while you keep your chest up and feel that hit your glutes in the best way. Oh, draw your abs in as if you were sucking your hips backwards. It's amazing. So good for the glutes, so good for the hamstrings. Inner thighs, a little bit of core. Keep your chest up, 12 on each side is 24 in total. And then we're gonna go for that tricep again. Heavy on the heels, stay as low as you can. One more each side. And let's go for that tricep overhead extension with the band. So as I said, if that first set was doable, step on less of the band. Step about halfway, okay? Make sure you're fully standing on your band. Put your whole foot on your band because we wouldn't want it to come loose, right? So really extend up over the head. Keep your elbows right near your temples. And as I always say, what do I always say? Shoulders should be back and down. Relax your shoulders down towards your hips and make sure that your shoulders are retracting, meaning they pull backwards towards each other. So shoulder blades back, meaning your chest is gonna come forward, and we want the whole shoulder girdle to release down towards your hips. Now you might be like, Holly, this is a tricep exercise. Why are we talking about shoulders? You wanna know why? Because your triceps attach above the shoulder joint. So where your shoulder girdle is impacts the work on the triceps. So you want your triceps to look better, get your shoulders in place. And that makes a huge difference on how the arms look and function. Okay, superset number 4, 2 new exercises. We've got 2 exercises that I don't do a whole lot because you know what? I don't love these 2 exercises. I don't think they are mechanically the smartest exercises, but I wanna bring you some variety and some fun, so we're gonna do it. First exercise is a curtsy squat, with or without a weight load. Listen, if you're new in your strength training journey, or if you have knee issues, please do not use a dumbbell on this exercise. Feet together, dumbbell is at your chest like a goblet squat. Knees are bent to begin. You're gonna step back and swing behind and come into that little bit of a squat. Step together and we're gonna go side to side. Okay, step together, side to side. Now, this is a front leg exercise. The reason why I don't love it is because of this angle right here on the knee. So when you're here, listen to your front leg. Make sure this front leg is happy, okay, as you're doing it. If it feels okay, and you keep that front leg kind of relaxed, it really is a great glute exercise. It's just a little risky on the knees, so please be careful. Second exercise, again, those of you that know me know I don't love this exercise, but we're doing it. Feet together, knees bent, shoulders back, shoulders down. Slight bend forward, we've got a tricep kickback. Yes, we do. Tricep kickback, friends. Now, tricep kickback, it's critical that your shoulders are back in space and down, and that you get full extension at the elbow so that you really squeeze the triceps when the elbow is straight. Let's do it. Curtsy squat, curtsy lunge, curtsy squat or lunge, however you want to think of it. Knees bent if you're using a dumbbell at your chest. Here we go. We got 12 on each side. So you can count that out as 24 steps 24 lunges, or you can count it out as 1 rep and 1 rep so that you get 12 on both sides, okay? Now, if you're super healthy, I've got fabulous knees. I was able to overcome all kinds of knee issues, patellar chondromalacia, runner's knee, quote unquote osteoarthritis. I had all kinds of knee problems in my 20s, and I have overcome all of them through the principles that I teach and my strength workouts. So this exercise feels awesome for me. No issues whatsoever on my knees. So therefore, if you're good, you're gonna sit all the way down until your back knee gently touches the floor. But if you've got knee issues, like I said, don't load it, just do body weight only, and you're just gonna wanna come to about halfway, not bringing the back elbow, back knee, all the way to the ground. But for those of you guys that feel good, you got great knees, go for it. Sit deep, letting that back knee tap very gently the floor behind you. It's a good one if your knees are healthy. Keep your chest up, 12 on each side. And let's go into that tricep kickback right here. I do find, listen up, mistake number 1 I see women making, they want to fix their tricep softness. So they do this exercise with a really heavy dumbbell. Doesn't work. That's just going to give you big old traps. This exercise is better with light dumbbells to get you started. So 2 pounds, 3 pounds, maybe 5 pounds. But listen, your triceps is a small muscle group. They can't handle 15 pounds here. Maybe if you're a man, maybe if you're a bodybuilder, if you're super fit, but chances are that's not you if you're following my workout, right? So feet together, shoulders back, shoulders down. So important. 3 to 5 pounds. Really give me a big squeeze on the back end. Squeeze. You have got to pause. And you've got to pause with your shoulders back and down. Shoulders rolled back so that your chest is pushing forward. If you do this properly, you're not only going to feel it in your triceps, it's going to be an awesome core exercise. But you gotta really give me that pause. Squeeze your triceps with full extension on the elbow. That's right. You can nearly lock your elbow joint. Absolutely. That's an old school, outdated belief that you can't lock a joint. A joint is meant to be locked, okay? So give me a big pause, almost locking that elbow joint, and relax. That's how you do a good tricep kickback. After 30 years of training people in the gym, almost no one does it right, except the fitness instructors that you're watching on exercise videos, right? But most people aren't doing it right. So please use a light weight and really practice. If you're new to this, you can just do this body weight only right here, squeezing your triceps like crazy. I did it this week, no joke, cramped up one of my triceps. Literally just doing this with no weight whatsoever. Squeeze, squeeze, right? I cramped up my triceps doing that without dumbbells. That's the whole power of isometric contractions. Squeeze in like crazy so it's not dependent on the load. Second set, you ready? So if your curtsy squat felt good, pick up a dumbbell or maybe even 2. If you want to do 2 dumbbells, have them at your shoulders here. Knees bent to begin. Lower your center of gravity. Here we go. Swing around and count out your reps. Now, if you are new to this, but you're a little nervous about this exercise, you can do fewer reps. You could even do maybe 5 or like 6 reps, take a break. 6 reps, take a break. And like I said, if you've got happy, healthy knees, just like me, sit all the way down and let that back knee touch the ground. You're gonna feel so much love on that front leg, so much incredible glute activation. It's amazing, okay? Which is why this exercise is popular. It's why this exercise is used. But first rule, do no harm. And because it is a bit complicated on that knee joint, that's why I don't do this You'll never see this exercise in one of my training programs, like the glutes project or the comeback, any of my training programs, not in any of them in Lift to Get Lean, because I just feel it's not worth the risk. 12 on each side, one more, and we got that tricep kickback. Good job. Okay, light-ish dumbbells. Feet together, knees bent, shoulders back, shoulders down. Lock them in place. Give me full extension, keeping those shoulder blades drawn back. And if you do that, you're gonna be like, holy moly. That is a concentrated exercise. Not too many people are gonna say it's hard, but it's concentrated. You're gonna feel your triceps really grab. They might even cramp up a little bit if you're doing it properly. Do be careful. And like I said, you could get a lot out of this without dumbbells. I'm using 3-pound dumbbells here, and I can feel it, okay? Abs drawn in, 12 reps, and relax. You got one more superset. And this one is a good one. We've got one of my favorite lunging exercises with a 45-degree bicep hammer curl. Let me show you. How do we want to do this? We're going to do it alternating with or without a weight load. I'm going to give you 3 options. First option, body weight only. Feet together, knees bent. To begin, as always, abs drawn in. First option, reverse lunge, alternating. This is a front leg exercise. Put all of your mental thought, focus, energy into the front leg. Second option, 1 dumbbell at your chest. Third option is 2 dumbbells at your sides or at your shoulders, okay? Because there are a variety of fitness levels in my community. Some of you will do this body weight only. Some of you are gonna be doing this with 30-pound dumbbells. So this is a bigger exercise. Challenge yourself. Grab a challenging weight load, 10, 15, 20 and above if you can. Sorry, second exercise. Shoulders back and down, 90 degrees at the elbow, 45 degrees from the body. We've got a 45-degree hammer curl. Make sure, again, just like that tricep exercise, you wanna make sure you keep your shoulders back and down. Let's go with those reverse lunges, 12 on each leg for a total of 24 alternating. Focus on your front leg. Put all of your love into that front heel, okay? That back knee can gently, gracefully tap the ground. That's okay. Gently and gracefully tapping the ground, because that really ensures that you're going to your full range of motion as per your leg length, okay? Focus on that front heel, putting all of your energy and drive into the front heel so that we can really exaggerate the contraction on the glute and the hamstring. It's gonna get your heart rate up. It's gonna feel so good on your glutes and make the back of your thighs look fabulous. 12 reps on each leg and 45-degree hammer curl. Shoulders back and down, 90 degrees, 45 degrees, bicep curl. There's 1 for 12. Love this. So if you found me through one of the Pop Sugar workouts, I did an arm workout for Pop Sugar, and this is one of my favorite exercises. Boy, we filmed this workout 8 years ago, maybe 10 years ago, maybe. I still get emails from people about this workout on Pop Sugar. This exercise is a beast, especially if you really challenge your weight load. You're gonna feel it. I'm only using 8 pounds. My biceps feel amazing. Again, it's all based on your technique. Please make sure you're learning good technique, because it transforms how your body responds to any given exercise. If you feel you really need to learn more about technique and perfect your own technique so that you can get more from your workouts, come over and visit me at hollyperkins.com/free workout, because at some point in September, I am going to be doing another Strength Society technique workshop, and you don't want to miss it. Incredible. Probably September 4th. Mark your calendars, I'll let you know soon. Okay, let's go for that second set. If your reverse lunges felt easy, pick up a heavier dumbbell. Remember, you can do body weight, you can do one dumbbell, you can do 2 dumbbells at your sides or 2 dumbbells at your shoulders. In terms of dumbbell placement, whichever one feels more productive for you today. Feet together, knees bent. Here we go, it's a front leg exercise, 12 on each leg. One of my favorites. I am the lunge queen. I love lunges. We're gonna get t-shirts made. I love lunges. For those of you guys that don't love lunges, that's your mantra. I love lunges because they make me strong. They improve my hip mobility. They make my knees healthier by strengthening the glutes. They improve hip stability. They make your glutes look incredible. They help your hamstrings. They undo all of the negative effects of sitting, and they get your heart rate up. That's just a few reasons. 12 reps, 45-degree hammer, bicep curl. Shoulders back and down. 90 degrees. Is that 90? Yeah, that's 90. 45 and curl. Make sure biceps are staying in place. The only thing that's moving is your lower arm, bending at the elbow, really actively pulling your shoulder blades towards each other. That's shoulder retraction. Pulling them back towards each other is shoulder retraction. You can also think of it by pushing your chest forward. That's gonna also bring your shoulder blades towards each other. 12 reps. Your arms are gonna look so good tomorrow. And relax. Good job. If you're still working on a third superset, go for it. We're gonna do a little bit of a cool down. And if you're here with me live today, you're gonna stick around after the workout for the walking lunge mini workshop, okay? Feet separated. Let's come into that nice, just gentle spinal twist. Just bringing the heart rate down a little bit. I do not know how on earth that workout went by so quickly. Did I miss something? I mean, that's like, the thing I love about exercise, probably the reason why I've committed my life to it, it's the one time in the day where I'm not thinking about anything else. I go into the vortex. I go into this time-space continuum where I'm just in the workout, and it just feels so good to lose yourself in something. And for me, it's exercise. And relax. Take your arms up over your head, big inhale. Exhale, big circle, back behind you. Interlock your fingers, press back, open your chest. If that feels good, bring it down to your tailbone. Really press your chest forward. Really squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other so that you get the stretch in the front of the chest and the front of the shoulders, the anterior deltoid, because we did a lot of arm stuff. And so if your musculature isn't perfectly in balance, a lot of times what I see is after shoulder and arm exercises, people develop a tightness in the chest and the front of the shoulder, and we want to make sure that we really open it, okay? Really super, super, super important. And relax. As always, I'm going to show you what I think is an exercise every woman should do every day. Every woman, every day, and guess what? It's It's not for your hamstrings. Feet together, use something for balance. If you need to, bend your knees. Bring your heel up back behind wherever it lands. You might be here, you might be back here, I don't care. But what I want you to do is I want you to tuck this pelvis under, lock it in place, and then pull the knee back. When you look down, your knees should be next to each other, or the stretching bent leg should be behind the standing leg a little bit. Now on my camera, it doesn't look like that because of my camera position, but if I just go to there, that's more 90 degrees to the camera. You'll see that my knee actually is slightly behind the standing knee, but it's really important that you are tucking your pelvis under. Try that. Holy moly. If you do this right, this is a whole different stretch because it even stretches your adductors. It's unbelievable. It's an incredible exercise, but you might have really tight quadriceps. Again, in my experience of coaching women over 30 years, 95% of women have tight quads. So this stretch does take some practice to be able to fully get into it, okay? It starts with the hip tuck. You keep that hip in place and then you pull the leg back. That's because your quadriceps, there's 4 of them, quadriceps muscles, some of them begin above the hip joint. So we've got to get the hip joint fully opened if we're going to fully lengthen the quadricep. What a lot of people do is they soften at their knee and they come to here. You are going to get some quad stretch here, but more towards the belly and the insertion of the quad down by your knee. And we really want to get the whole thing by getting that hip involved. Take a look down, make sure that your stretching knee is next to your standing knee or slightly behind, right about there, okay? And again, you can hold something for balance. You don't have to balance in this exercise. Don't, needlessly challenge yourself to balance in space if that's hard for you. I'd rather you stabilize yourself so that you can really enjoy and get into the stretch. Every woman, every day, please do the stretch at least once. Thank you so much for joining me. This was so much fun. And again, if you want to join us for a live workout, hollyperkins.com/free workout. There's probably a link below. I'll see you next time.